weeks. Jersey Girl hurt us more than I thought. And I was just like, I know, but today, man, I don't know, I'm real nervous about the gig and shit like that. I jerked off twice and I can't even, you jerked off twice? I said, yeah, just to kind of take the edge off. She's like, and you still want to fuck? I said, no, it's impressive, isn't it, for a fat guy? It is, but that's just where she goes to hang out on Club Penguin and shit like that. She hasn't learned to Google yet. When she does, we're fucked. The whole family's fucked because we get a bunch of questions we're gonna have to answer, not the least of which is like, why do you keep jerking off and staring at mom's parts? Why can't you just have sex like a normal person? Died having watching him rise from the grave and having to shoot him because he was a zombie. And I was like, that is so George. No. He was, I loved Carlin, man. He was, it's unfair to call him a mentor because then he would have been complicit in that relationship. But I looked up to him a great deal, learned a lot about stage presence from him and shit like that, and learned about performance and dedication. George was a guy who was on a stage like 280 days out of the year, doing something similar to this, although way funnier. So I'd grown up listening to him and watching his HBO specials and whatnot, and when I wrote Dogma, we finally had a role for him, a chance to work with him, reached out to him, he took the part and whatnot, and what I discovered was, as much as George was brilliant at his day job, it's not the job that he was like into the most, that didn't really hold his heart. What held his heart was acting. Like the dude loved to fucking act, like you read about, took it real fucking seriously. We were on the Jersey Girl. Makes absolute sense, total business sense. You're Disney, and you look at your marketing plan, you look at your brand, you look at your earnings, and you're going, Jesus Christ, we don't have boys. We got girls like fucking crazy, man, because there ain't a fucking chick on this planet between the age of like 3 and, let's say, 10. That doesn't have like a Jasmine costume or a Belle costume or a Tinkerbell costume in her closet, man. It's just, they got the girls with the Disney princess shit like crazy. But they don't have boys. You know, you don't hear boys running into the fucking Disney store going, I want to be Peter Pan. If you do, you're usually followed by a fucking father who's like, oh, fuck. I knew it. What kept me going with what?
Just to keep making the film, you know, you were working in the late hours, didn't even see the sunlight, like...
I don't know, I had no choice. Back then, there was nothing else to do but that, you know? It was not like, it's like being gay, how we're just like, it's not a fucking choice. It's like, you just fucking gotta do it. You gotta eat dick. You gotta eat dick. Because that's what tastes good to you, is dick. Same thing. Except film, not dick.
I'm wondering if you could, like, read a sample of my stuff. I'm trying to... Hold on.
He doesn't mean aloud.
No, hold on.
Did you mean aloud?
No, hold on. Let me explain. Because I'm trying to, like, get some work published and stuff, and I would really appreciate it if you could just read a sample of work and just give me your take on it.
But you don't mean like right now?
No, not right now.
Because we're doing something.
No, not right now.
Yeah. Do you have it? Is it
no, I don't have it
screenplay?
with me. I don't have it with me.
You didn't bring it?
No, I didn't.
Good start. And that piece was that seemed to be my Degrassi for the year. That's what you were waiting for all that time?
Yeah. Well, I have another question. Why do you love Degrassi so much, besides that?
Why do I love Degrassi so much? It's Canadian. It's Canadian. I remember the first time I saw that show, I was just like, wow, man. I could dig on this because these chicks looks like chicks I could fuck. Like that I'd have half a shot with. You were looking at 90210, you never were like, oh man, I could totally fuck Kelly. I couldn't even get Donna, and Donna was a pig, let's be honest. Enthusiastic and positive and shit, willing to try anything and everything, and also act, not just be funny and shit like that. And he would often say like, the fucking hoop is this big and the fucking rock's this small and I'm hitting nothing but net, Kev. I was like, you absolutely are, dude. He was on fire. The other guy, it was a whole different story. The other guy, you know, I'd worked with him as an actor. I hadn't worked with him as a director before. And it was, as an actor, it's easy, right? Because you just, I came so late to the show and whatnot. And I was a huge fan. I was easy to be around, I guess, because I'm always just like, hey man, tell me another thing about moonlighting and whatnot. So we got along great and shit. When this movie popped up, this Couple of Dicks picture, it was sent to me by Jeff Robinov over at Warner Brothers. He likes Zach and Miri, and he goes, hey man, I think your sensibility in this script might be turned into something. And I was like, really? Like, you want me to direct? I was so shocked and flabbergasted and whatnot. But he hit me at the right time, because I didn't want to write a movie right then. Because if I'd written a movie right then, it would have been about some fat Jersey kid whose movie didn't make enough money. So I was like, maybe I'll use this time to do that thing I always said I wouldn't do. You know, I spent my whole life going like, I would never fucking direct a film that I didn't write. You know, I remember giving an interview when I was a kid, and I said, if you ever see me directing a movie that I didn't fucking write, then I must be paying off a fucking mortgage. And my mortgage just paid off. I'm all good. It's tough to explain to people, like, the reason I made it is because I didn't want to write a movie right at that point, because I know it would be very, like, fucking downer and fucking depressing and just a waste of everybody's time, including mine. But also, just, you know, my father would have loved it. Like, I read that script and I was just like, oh my God, if I'd made this movie when my father was alive, he would have been like, oh, you do make movies for a living. I just thought you and your friends just sat on camera and talked about pussy all the time. And Star Wars. I read it and I dug it and I was like, yeah, man, this is cool. Like, it was written by these two dudes, the Cullen brothers, Rob and Mark Cullen, who I knew from working on the Man-Child pilot that we did for Showtime a few years back. And I thought they had sent me the script with an eye toward like, hey, you want to read it and just tell us what you think or something like that. Sometimes you do that with other writers. And then Jeff Robinov said, no, I sent it to you, I want you to direct. And I was like, oh, and I got real into it and shit. I was like, yeah, let's go. I read it and I was like, this is the exact buddy cop comedy I would have written if I ever wanted to write a buddy cop comedy. It's like Dante and Randall as cops. Like, I can handle this is fucking easy. And there's some action in it, but not a lot of action. And it was all manageable action for me. Like, as I read it, I'm like, all right, there's a car chase, but it's only about 5 blocks long. I can get my head around that. You know, I think I might be able to fucking pull that off and shit like that. And the script was great. It was like harking back to like every one of those these notes and what I wanted there. And I go over to Bruce and I was like, that's awesome, dude. I liked it. Just do me a favor on this one. When you say you punch the U a little harder, and then at the last line, after that last line about the sugar, then give him that wry little smile, that Bruce Willis smile. And Bruce goes, but I was talking and I didn't really think about it. And I was like, is that good? And he goes, yeah, Kev, that's good. Go back behind the monitor, I got it. And I was like, right on, boss, right on. Went behind the monitor and shit. And I was like, right on, okay, action. Wow, he's doing the same fucking thing he did in that first take, man. That's weird. Maybe you didn't hear me. All right, cut. And I was like, okay, great, that was awesome. It was awesome in the way that the first one was awesome. I said, but what we want to do on this next one, we could punch and a little bit harder, like, because this is good time together. And then when you hit him with that smile at the end of the line, remember? He's like, oh yeah, the smile, I forgot. I was like, right on, we good? He's like, totally good. I was like, back to the monitor. I was like, all right, man, action. Fuck, he's doing it again, the same fucking performance. Didn't he understand? Oh, and what I realized was that was Bruce's very subtle way of letting me know that, like, hey, dude, I've been Bruce Willis for 25 fucking years. I live and die by being Bruce Willis. Like, you know, Bruce has amazing range as an actor. Like, we've seen him do shit in like a Sixth Sense or Unbreakable or any number of other flicks. Even Fast Food Nation. He had like a 10-minute part in Fast Food Nation 2 years ago, and I thought it was like the best performance, supporting performance, actor performance I'd seen in years. So we know he's got range, but let's be honest. Basically, people pay Bruce a lot of money because Bruce is our cop. He's our uber hero cop for this generation, the last generation, probably the next generation coming up. He's the first guy who realized that cops don't hold their guns like this. They fucking hold them like this.